This is the case study for EDL 856, Module 16. This is an interesting case study because this is very typical in a lot of schools, something that we see quite often. But it's interesting to me because the principal is so uninvolved and so uninterested in changing things, at least from what we see on the surface at the beginning. But I think some things can be put in place to change that. What we do know is that the parental involvement is a touchy subject to the principal for some reason, and the view is pretty negative. We also know that there are a few parents that want to be involved. We know that 8 of them showed up to the meeting. We know by some context clues that the principal has been defeated in the past and does show some animosity towards parent and community groups and is not wanting to put together a full-blown PTA, PTO type situation, more of a focus group. We need to know what efforts the principal has made in the past that might have caused some problems for him to be defeated. We also need to know what the circumstances are surrounding the absence of a PTA group, so we can know better how to serve a new group in the future. We also need to know if the community wants to be more involved, if the parents want to be more involved, and we need to talk to those 8 parents to find out exactly what we can do to kickstart this situation. And we also need to know the reason behind the principal's animosity to help us move forward. I think the biggest problem, obviously, is a lack of communication at some point throughout the years. This could be on the part of the principal not communicating clearly. This could be on the part of the community or parents not communicating clearly what they expect or want from the principal and their school environment that their children attend. I think that it affects everybody involved, and there's something very negative that is an undercurrent in this that needs to be brought out, discussed, and hashed out, and then a solution come to so we can see some positive change for the students. I think my proposed plan of action, the way I would handle this, like I would handle most any situation, is I would get both sides separately and question what has happened, what is going on, why they feel a certain way. I would want to know the what and why behind all of the problems. And that would include parents, the principal, staff members, community members, business leaders, people from the churches, people from the civic organizations, anybody that has contact with the school. I would want to question and find out what has been going on or what hasn't been going on. After I would do that kind of questioning, I would really sit and chew on that myself. I would want to find out in my own head, trying to think like they think and see their side of the story so I can develop the best plan possible. After that, I would brainstorm some ideas. I would figure out a way to have some meetings with parents alone and put together some sort of fun night or some sort of event where they can come in and be a part of something small and start to brainstorm together then ideas to move forward. I would figure out a way to utilize those 8 parents that came to the first meeting. I would use them as sort of the kickstart to change in the school and with a PTO group. I would ask for their new ideas and the ideas that they've wanted to have and put those down on paper so they think and they have a vested interest in the new group going forward. And I think that after I've questioned people and after I've done the brainstorming of ideas, I would definitely think on it some more, revamp, readjust, and put some more reflection into it to see if there's any other areas that can be changed. After careful consideration, I would make sure that the plan is put down on paper, and that would go out to everybody that's involved. It would outline the steps to put together a PTA or PTO group. It would outline some of the expectations and goals that we would have on the organization from both sides, the principal's expectations as well as the school's expectations and staff and the parent organization, what they expect to see done with this group. I would make sure that everybody involved has their roles listed and identified, and that can be done through a set of bylaws or a set of expectations that's actually written down, so it can be referred back to and updated as needed. This improves student learning because the needs of the kids are then being met with the open communication between parents and staff, administration and staff. The parents then have a say in their child's education. They feel like they're involved, and it's not just during negative times or in crisis mode. They're involved when there's great things going on in the school, which is more often than there are negative things. I would also think that the teachers and administration can then ask for help as they need it for student learning, whether that be help us buy a set of these books, help us buy this equipment, help us run this event. Student learning is vastly improved when there's more people involved. Then students just plain see an effect on their school, a more positive effect in their school-community relationship. Going through the resolution process, I would then think that some of the problems from the principal marooning himself in the school can be addressed and resolved. Mrs. Rose or myself in this instance, the assistant principal, could then feel that their ideas were being included and that their desire to fix the problem was being addressed, and they were being given the necessary tools to fix the problem. Parents then are actively involved. The resolution comes from that side as well. They're involved and they want to take part in the school learning environment. Reflection would be something that I would spend a lot of time on. I would be thinking as I was going through this, how could it be so bad? What happened in the past? How could this boil to this point without anybody doing anything about it? And can it be repaired? That would always be in the back of my mind. Is everybody going to be negative, or can we do some positive steps to move forward? I felt that if I was in that situation, I would be pretty angry at some points because I hadn't caused this, but I'm trying to clean it up. Along with that would come frustrations and maybe some denial about things on people on both sides, that they didn't want to admit the problems. And I might even feel a little helpless if I wasn't then met with some positive people that wanted to move forward like I did. That would be very, very frustrating in a sense of helplessness. As I was doing it, I would value that I know something could be better, and that I would value the people that were there to help and the students that were there. And I would value the necessity of a PTA organization. That would go a long ways. The unresolved issues I think that might come up would be any more negative people, naysayers, and that might include the principal, what he may not want to take part in, and he may not maintain the support a year, 2, 3 down the line after the initial push, or he may not be, or she may not be around to continue such support. I promoted the academic success of students in this plan of action because it sought out the help of parents, and it sought out them being stakeholders and not only stakeholders, but people that get to make decisions in their students' learning, which allows them to be mentors. It allows them to offer shadowing opportunities for kids, any number of positives to help the students' academics. The academic issues at the school have been addressed as a school community as a whole, not just individual students. More people means more resources. Students then see the positive influence of their parents being involved. They want to be involved. They maybe go out for more activities. They maybe join a class that they weren't involved in because of the extended help that they could receive from parents and people in the community. How have I addressed the personal well-being of students in the school community? I believe that the activities are going to be better attended because of the heightened communication that can go on as you reach out and have that sort of spider web of information going out through not just one channel, multiple channels of parents that are now involved. Students then see their parents and teachers working together. They want to know that they're being held accountable, and students actually will flourish better, and their well-being will be attended to when more people are involved in asking questions. Students are more likely to go to the teachers and parents when they see them working together. If they have an issue, if they have a concern, a safety concern, or a personal issue, they then can go to that parent and teacher and feel that they're going to be backed through that. The promoting of school communities and communities of engagement happens when staff and community members then work together through the meetings, committees, and events that are going on. The community members then are welcomed at the school environment, so they want to show up, and the community members feel useful because they now have a say in things and they see the value of the volunteering that they're going to be asked to do. So that is my overall observation through this case study, and I think it's something that's very typical and something that could easily be fixed and worked through for the betterment of the students. Thank you.